first job of the day. We need to just go and check on Jack, as we've sent him out in the Renault today, and he is busy ploughing. Now I need to bring up my little GPS screen here, because I can't remember properly where he is. Which is always a bit of a problem when you don't know where your tractors are. But I must admit, I'm still kind of getting used to this this map and its many road layout. Jesus, this Land Rover's got some acceleration on it. But yeah, we'll just do a quick check on Jack, and there he is. And then, as I say, we've then got to go to the store, and we're borrowing a piece of kit today. We're renting it off the store, and I don't like the way swinging that plough around. That would, after a while, that would seriously damage those link arms. So we don't really want to be doing that. But anyway, it's farming sim, it's fine. But yeah, so see, we've got some rocks as well, and the farmer has said that we're ploughing this for that. If we could take the rocks away as well, then that would be fantastic. We're not going to get really much more for it, but we had the choice. We could be paid for taking the rocks off, or we could take the rocks off and use them ourselves. So rather than being paid, we're going to take them, and then we are going to crush them in our crusher, and then that will give us a bit of lime, because we are going to be spreading lime. But yeah, that's going pretty well. So I need to get my map up again, and what we need to do is we need to go out of here, and then we need to go straight down here. Oh, straight through the junction. Right, up here we need to just turn right. But we will take it nice and steady. So the reason that green marker is there is because I finished off the last of the first lot of contracts that we did last night, and I put it up. I've just forgotten to turn it off, that's all, but that's fine. As I say, we'll get to the store, and as I say, we've borrowed a bit of kit today, and we're just going to try it out, and if we like it, who knows. If we don't like it, then we obviously won't be buying it. But if we do this will make this a little bit easier to drive. So yeah, but nice day again. Ooh. Now I need to see where I am. Yeah, I do need to go that way. We're going to leave the truck here today, so because we've got to bring this back. So we've been told to leave the truck. Not that they don't trust us, but we might as well. We might as well. So we'll leave the truck, and we'll be right back. So we've bought ourselves. Let's just turn that off, actually. Being there's no need for that to be on. Turns out you can't turn it off. But never mind. I did turn it off, didn't I? Nope. Right, that's got it. So yeah, we've borrowed a New Holland small bale stacker. So the reason we've done this is it holds 102 bales, and we'll be able to take our little bales straight to the sell point and just dump them. We don't need to package them up and do it that way. We're kind of hoping that this is going to be a faster way of doing it. because we won't have to then go back and package them. Fairly confident no one's going to want to turn into this driveway. Alright, try and get over there quickly. I have been caught out by there in testing. Yes, I was in the forager on the way back. It was when I was setting the map up and the game up, and I was going across there, and suddenly the lights came on, and yeah, got caught out. I think it's this one. I'm sure it's the one before the bridge. If not, but yeah. So I'm looking forward to trying this. Actually, I've sort of seen it on mod sites a few times, and never really sort of tried it. Never really had no need to try it because I've never really done small bales. But obviously, we're obviously doing small bales now, and so I thought I would give it a go. But I think this is the farm turning. Ooh. Oh, it's a bit longer than what I give it credit for. But right, so the field is, oh, actually it's just there, and I think that was an entrance. Indeed it was. Right, so we will lower the pickup hitch. Can we see it from the cab? Oh, we can. We will go for that one first. It's got quite a large reach on that. That's a bit of a shame. Yeah, so as I say, just being able to collect the bales and probably, hopefully, getting them all in one load. And we probably would have got them all in one load with using the buncher, as I call it. I don't know whether that's its proper term or not, but the buncher, as I call it, where it bunches them all up, obviously into packs, like you saw with the hay that we did, and then we're able to obviously sell it. But yeah, so it just, we get it all in one, and we can just then unload at the market where they're buying these bales at the moment, and again it's going to the horse market. But we'll go there, just be able to unload them. Otherwise, if we use the buncher, we'd need the blimey, gonna have to zoom out a bit now. Can't see. We'd need to use a teleporter as well to unload them. So this just kind of sort of speeds that along a bit, really. We're just driving around in circles, but it's a good machine. I quite like it. For doing straw bales, I think when we do harvesting and stuff like that, I mean, eventually I want to move up to get enough money to buy a convention, a normal size baler for the straw. There's no real need to do this sort of size bales for straw. I know we're doing it for the horse. These are going to the horse market, but it's usually our hay that we're doing that for, and we will use the buncher for that, because obviously that's why we bought it, or why we bought the kit. So yeah, but for the straw, this machine would do us a treat. I mean, in all fairness, I mean, this would do us for the hay as well, to be fair. We're not sort of what can I say, we're not required really by our customers to bunch them together, but it just makes it easier for them to store, and that's what we do. But we've got this to do, and then we've got some seeding to do, so we've got some drilling to do as well. Our soybeans are still growing. This will be the last year that we grow soybeans, just because so 39 bales, so in the end really we didn't need, I thought we had a lot more. I was doing it in the dark, and it kind of felt like I was doing loads and loads and loads and loads and loads. But anyway, we need to find out where straw's going. That's not the one that I want, that's the one that I want. You are the one I want, ooh, 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 you are the one for me. Right, so livestock bales is where we're going. Try and get some sort of idea of direction we're travelling at. It's the same place actually that we took the hay, so that's fair enough. If all the bales are going there, then that's going to be fairly straightforward to memorise. So what we'll do is we'll go this way, and we'll go up here, and then we'll get to the end, and then we'll go right. I've got to remember this machine is a lot longer than what I give it credit for. But none of you saw that, so we're all good. Yes, it's a good job that you guys are able to turn a blind eye sometimes. There is a series coming. This is the road that we want. Oh, and I didn't look. Series coming within the next sort of week or so, 2 weeks. Literally, the map is taking some testing. But I've got to the point now where I'm fairly satisfied. I'm just doing a little bit of work now on the map in Giant's Header, and then that is going to be ready to drop. So the series itself is going to be called the Farm Manager. I'm not going to say too much more beyond that, other than it's going to be more of a management type save than a sort of tractor driving save. But we will still be driving tractors, and we will still be doing work. I will do all the drilling on the farm, just because Courseplay and all the other good stuff that we could use to do doesn't really do tramlining that well. Yeah, we will be doing all of I will be doing all of the drilling on the farm, all of the planting, and that sort of stuff. But for the rest of it, we will be having a workforce. We'll have a workforce that we need to find work for all year round. So it's not just a case of I'm a little bit busy, let's hire a worker. They have to have work before I do. So that's kind of the idea for the save, is like a farm manager type save. I say that's coming up in hopefully next week. As I've said in previous videos, I've still got issues with my little boy. I've been unwell this week, which is the norm for me. So I tend to ignore that for myself. But yeah, so I've still got things going on with my little boy which need to be sorted and resolved. Right, we will park this up just here. Nope. I remember what the guy said. Round the back. I don't know why they want it round the back, but they want it round the back. And I've got to remember, this is a lot wider and longer than what I give it credit for. Oh dear. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm not going to block that car in. I'm going to leave it there. I'll leave it nice and awkward for them. But yeah, so we'll get off, and actually, just while we're here, I wonder if they've got anything in second hand. What have they got? Ooh. Quite like that. Mind you, I like that. It's the 205 horsepower one, so to be fair, and they want 96 grand for that. It's a little bit more than what we've got, and even with doing the contracts, we're not going to have that much. But this one interests me, especially if we put it on narrow tyres. Yeah, that interests me a lot. But yeah, that would be a really nice tractor, I think. But as I say, we can't really afford it at the moment. We've only got just a little over 60,000, so. But do a few more. But it'd be handy for doing our row crop work, because there are some potato contracts that are currently available at the moment that I would quite like to do. But as I say, at the moment we don't have the kit, so we will just climb all over your car, mate. Don't mind it. Cheers. Right, so what we need to do, we need to get back to the farm. We're going to go and get the John Deere 7810, and we are then going to go drilling. We've got a field of seeding to do. As I've said, got caught out on that bit. Oh, come on. Always a bit nervous now about going over there. But yeah, so we need to go and get a field. We need to go and get the John Deere 7810 and go get a field drilled. I'm sure it was canola, but I will check before I start drilling. So I had to do a drilling contract last night. Before the end of what would have been the month, because we get penalised. So any contracts that we take on in September, we have to do and complete by September. I'm sure it's this one. No idea. Like I say, I've still not got fully used to this map yet. Yeah, it is this one. We could have gone down the other one, to be fair, but anyway, we'll be grand. But yes, I still haven't got fully kind of used to this map. It's an easy map to navigate, but I just can't remember which road leads to where. So, and my sense of direction, as I've said lots of times before, is absolutely non-existent, even in real life. I mean, you know, from ploughing the wrong fields to doing other jobs in the wrong fields to, you know, about 2-3 years ago when I met, I mean, she's now my ex, unfortunately, but when I met her, and she lives in Norwich, and I remember one Sunday, I think it was like the second time I'd ever been. The first time I went, I got horrendously lost. So the first time I went, I managed to get off the A47 at the right turning, and then immediately managed to get myself back onto the A47 by missing the turning that I needed to go down her road, and literally went back up the slip road back onto the A47, which was highly amusing to everybody else. But I mean, you know, being the type of person I always panic when I get lost. I literally always yeah, I panic when I get lost, because I just hate it. And the reason I hate it is because you're kind of looking for road signs, you're looking for this, that, and everything else. And my biggest fear is that I'm gonna miss something important on the road, like someone crossing the road, or, you know, a car stopping in front of me. It's that whole kind of chain reaction thing. But yeah, no, I remember. So that was the first time I ever went to hers, and the second time on the Sunday, I got off the A47. This time didn't get back on the A47, which was a bit of a result. I'll tell you what, actually, we're going to go all the way down here, and then if we go left at the end of the road, and then we're literally in that next field, and it means we don't have to travel on the road with a wide drill, so that's a win-win. Yeah, so as I say, I got off and then missed the turning, went down the next one, and I was going to Ipswich, apparently. So, well, Diss and Ipswich. So yeah, that was again. So I, I rang her, and I rang her, and I was kind of like panicking, and, you know, sort of like I was getting quite, you know, sort of upset about the whole thing, and she just like, calm down. She said, calm down. She said, I'll come and get you. She said, I know exactly where you are. She said, I'll come and get you. And I was like, no. I said, I can't. She said, just go back the way you've came. She goes, and go straight over the roundabout. She said, when you get straight over the roundabout, she said, then you get to, here and there and what have you. I'm not going to give the directions to a house out on YouTube, but yeah, so it was kind of here, there, and everywhere, and then and thankfully I managed to get there, and then I sort of walked in, and the first thing she said to me, she goes, "You're a bloody idiot, you are," and yeah, it was sort of funny, but not. Right, let's get on drilling this field. It's a bit of a big field, actually, to be fair, so it's going to take a little while. But what we'll do is we'll switch over to a little bit of time lapse, and then we will come back in when I get this field drilled, and then depending on how long all of that's taken, I will then we may well take on another contract and at least get that one started. As I say, we've got Jack out ploughing today, but he's not far from being finished. Actually, he's got about 30% left to do, so just over. So he's nearly finished, so that's good. And as I say, I'll get this field drilled, and then I'll see you on the other side. But yeah, for now, we'll just nip to a little bit of music and a little bit of time lapse, because you're not going to want to sit here for an hour and a bit, I would imagine, with me drilling this field, yakking on about absolutely nothing. Or singing, which I am prone to do while I'm playing Farming Sim. I remember that when I first started doing Farming Sim videos, that was for YouTube, I recorded the videos and had sort of not turned the mic off and put the time-lapse music over the top. For whatever reason, completely missed the fact in the editor that I hadn't turned the mic off. So all I've done is put music over the top of me singing at the top of my lungs. And it was only when I can't remember if it was my stepdaughter, or it may have been my son, that said to me, by the way, you do know that you've left your mic on and we can hear you singing, don't you? And I'm like, okay. So we do make sure now that that is not such an issue anymore. But this tractor is not boss of this drill. Might need a slightly bigger, heavier front weight, because this drill is pulling me all over the place, hence the reason why I'm not keeping it very straight. Yeah, so that's going to be an issue that's going to need to be addressed and looked at very quickly, because, as I say, it's pulling me off the line that I'm actually trying to steer the tractor on. But anyway, that's enough of me going on. So time for a bit of time lapse. See you in a little while. Bye for now. And I'm back. So we're to get this tractor back to the yard. We've just done a lime contract, as I think you saw at the end of the previous bit. I was meant to record that bit as well, but unfortunately memory issues strike again, and I was unable to, so I've had to wait now until another game gets uploaded, and I can delete that video, and now I'm able to record this part of the video. That's kind of how my farm sim life goes at the moment. Trying to keep myself in front, but at the same time I have to wait for stuff to get uploaded to delete the videos to then start again, or to finish another video. So it's a bit frustrating at the moment, but never mind. Yeah, so we'll get this back to the yard, and then we will look around for some more contracts, because the spraying one that I did, you was also meant to see that as well, but alas, we didn't. So I do apologise, but as I say, once I get the money saved, then you know, I will be buying a new computer with tons of memory, and then I will be able to have no issues, and we'll be able to do hopefully a bit better quality videos, because at the moment I'm having to sort of do it this way because this is the sort of most memory saving way I can find of doing them. But yeah, so bear with me, I will get there eventually. As Stephen King once said to me, James, everything's eventual. And he was very right. And in case you're wondering how I met Stephen King, I used to attend the so many years ago when I was at school, I went through quite a difficult period, shall we say, and the one thing that I could do above everything was write stories. My punctuation wasn't that great, my spelling wasn't that brilliant either, but my imagination meant that I could write stories. And I wrote this story and handed it in. It was part of a school project. It was just after the summer holidays, and we had to write about what we did in the summer. And being from a fairly sort of what can I say, working class, poorish family, yes, we had a summer holiday. Mum and Dad always provided us with a summer holiday each year, but beyond that, it was just the normal mundane stuff, you know, of being at home with your brothers and sort of basically trying any way you can to amuse yourself for 5 weeks. And what we ended up doing, or what I did for the story was I went to Miss and said, look, you know, I had a summer holiday and that was fantastic, but that's not, you know, an essay's worth of writing, you know. I said, and anyway, you're only going to get the same things repeated from everyone who went on some holidays, apart from those kids that were lucky enough to go abroad. I said, can I make something up? You know, something that I would have liked to have done in my summer holiday. And she's kind of thought about it for a second and said, well, actually, it doesn't say nowhere that you can't, so I don't see why not. And because I wrote this story and handed it in, and a day or two later, the teacher comes to me and says, I need a word. And and I got a lot of teachers every day of my school life saying, I need a word, usually at the end of a lesson, if I'm honest. But yeah, so I had to go back at lunchtime, and she was a beautiful English teacher, both in looks, personality, and just her absolute kindness and sensitivity. And to be fair to her, she was a good people handler, because or person handler, because she treated every single one of us in the class differently to how we needed to be treated. And with me, you know, she had worked me out quite quickly, and knew exactly what I needed to motivate me, but B, keep me on the straight and narrow. And sometimes when my for many years I had a bad temper, not a violent temper, just a bad temper where I'd shout and wave my arms and stupid things. But she knew sometimes just to let that happen. And she'd just sit there, and then when I'd sort of sat down again, or whatever, she'd just look at me and go, "Finished?" And I'd be like, "Finished." And then she'd go, "Right, now I'm going to speak." And that's how she did. But anyway, so I wrote this story, and she said, "I want to send it off." And I said, "To who? To where? What?" And she said, "Well, there's a writing school in this country for new talent." So I said, "Right." She goes, "And you're new talent?" She said, she said, "You're 13 years of age and you've written this." And I was like, "Well, yeah." But I said, "I write stories all the time." I said, "If I'm honest with you, miss, nearly every lesson I do, I write a story. I don't understand maths. I just don't get the numbers. I don't get how it all adds up and takes away and this, that, and everything else." Actually, that's too far for me to walk down there. I don't mind skipping over when I'm kind of simulating someone else driving the machinery. I sort of don't mind, but it's if I'm on the combine and then I'm sort of combining by myself and I need the tractor and trailer, I kind of refuse then because I sort of kind of think to myself, in real life, I'd have to walk and go get the tractor and trailer. I couldn't sit in the nice comfy combine and tab myself to the nearest tractor or to the correct tractor with the trailer, so I'd have to walk. But when I'm kind of simulating other, sort of drivers driving back to the farm, then I kind of don't mind, and I'm not good enough yet with auto drive and course play to get them to drive back to the farm myself. So it's a case of I have to do this, but so I don't mind tabbing when I'm sort of simulating me driving on behalf of someone else. And the other thing as well that I quickly need to say before I go back to my story, which is not going to be very long, so please don't think, "Oh my god, here we go again, he's about to go on one." He's not. It's a very brief story, but so you saw me when I was drilling. Just fill the drill up from this mod. I forget what this mod's called. From this mod, so you're able to fill vehicles and trailers and whatever. Now the reason I did that is because, and I only do it for contract work. And the reason I only do it for contract work, having worked on a farm where I went off and did a lot of contracting, and the first farm that I worked on had quite a lot of contractors come in to help us sort of do the work and what have you, because as I say, if the weather was bad, we get behind, etc., etc. So they'd come in and help us. But speaking more from my experience of being a contractor or working for a farm that does contracts and me going out to do contracts, the thought of, we'll wash this down, the thought of, so if I was a real contractor in real life and you rang me up and said, "I want to I want you to drill my field with I don't know, wheat, and I'll pay you this much, but the catch is I want you to buy my seed." Right? "I want you to plant my seed. I'm not paying you a penny for the amount that you plant, but for the little bit that you will have left over, I will pay you for." So in the end, seed might cost that farmer £50. Just off the top of my head, sort of, just thinking out loud. Well, it's ridiculous. No contractor is ever going to buy the farm seeds. It's basically a case of, we provide the vehicle, we provide the manpower and the work, and we do everything that you require. However, you supply the materials. Imagine ringing up a decorator and saying, "I want my room bright red. I'm going to pay you this much, but you're paying for the paint." You're going to get told to get lost 100% of the time. So that's why I do fill the vehicles up from that mod, because I'm not paying for their seeds that they're going to end up benefiting from way more than what I am. So it's just not happening. So that's why I do it with the seeds, the spray, the lime, and everything. The lime will be a bit different, because in order to sort of have a sort of different gameplay element, we will be crushing stone from contracts, and because we're taking the stone from the contracts, therefore the lime that we produce will be used on the contracts. So we won't actually, the farm won't benefit from the lime that we produce from the stones from contracts. We haven't got a stone picker at the moment, which is a bit of an issue, but we will get one. But yeah, so that's that. Anyway, back to my story really quickly. So it got sent off, and it got sent off to this writing school in the UK, in Norwich, funnily enough, and which is not too far from obviously where I live. And I got a letter back from the person at it's the Norwich School of Writing, which comes under the East Anglian University, East of England University, the EAU, and they sent a message and a letter, and basically said, we've read your work and blah blah blah, we really like it. We would like you to be a part of our school program for obviously for kids that are at school that write, and so I joined that, and because I used to get in a lot of trouble in class for writing, and Mrs. Smiley, God love her, who was the English teacher that I had, she said to me, it's in the staff room, that teachers are catching you writing, all the time, and you're getting obviously in trouble and detentions and lunchtime detentions and stuff like that. She goes, no, I think actually it's a little bit off, she said, because obviously I think what you're doing is educational, and I think it's worth it. So she goes, I'm going to give you a little tip. So I said, okay. So she said, what I want you to do is, when you're in maths or science or geography, because I don't understand geography either, like I say, my sense of direction is absolutely shocking, and I just don't get map reading or anything like that. I can pretty much set up a sat nav in a car roughly to get where I want to be, although not very good, because I could never find the missus's house in Norwich for the first few times, but eventually obviously you do something enough and you memorise it, and that was alright. But she said basically just get your writing book. So I said yeah. She goes, and then put your maths book, so put it inside your maths book, and then when it looks like the teacher's about to go on a walkabout, sit at the back so as it gives you time to react. I was like, right. She goes, and then just quickly swap them over, and then when the teacher gets to you, it looks like you're kind of writing down. She goes, just very quickly write down everything that's on the board, or everything you're supposed to write down, and then shouldn't then do it that way. And I did that for the rest of my school life. That's how I did it. So I got to go to, or I was a part of the UAE or EAU as it was actually, and I got to be a part of one. When I left school, I left the university because unfortunately I didn't get the grades required to go into the college. I'm just going to leave this here. To go into the university, to actually be a member of the university, and plus I wasn't interested anyway, because I couldn't wait to leave school, and someone had basically said you can go and never come back, and I didn't really want to go to university. I wanted to go to agricultural college, but my parents wouldn't let me. But now I'm 43, I can kind of see why they wouldn't let me. Although I thought at the time that they were the worst ever, and it was a huge injustice to my life. But as I say, I can sort of now at 43 see where they were coming from. And yeah, so I left and went off and did a bit of this, that, and everything else, and then worked on a farm for about 10, 11 years or 12 years, whatever it was. I can't quite remember now, but And then 2-3 years ago, I saw an ad online about the EAU and doing a new talent thing for adults that hadn't attended like university and all the such things. So again, I applied, did the course. The course cost me £1,500, but did the course, and at the end of the course got distinctions, got published, got like sort of everything that I could ever dream of. I was awarded, and as part of my prize, Stephen King was in the UK. I don't know whether promoting, a film or a book or whatever, but I got to meet him, and we were talking. And the university had shown him, because he went to the university. The university had shown him my work, and he said to me, like, how come you don't submit your stories? And I said, well, because the chances of me getting published over anyone else are very, very small. And not only that as well, I don't think I'm that good, and I don't think I'll make it. And his words to me were, the only thing that I can say to you, James, is everything's eventual. You keep doing something, eventually you'll get there. Whether it be tomorrow or next year or 10 years, you will get there if you keep doing something. And that's kind of stuck with me ever since, really. But yeah, so home for lunch, and then we will look for some contracts this afternoon, and then we'll go off and do them. But this is where I'm going to end this video. Thanks ever so much for watching, guys. Thanks everyone who helped me hit my target for July. And if you haven't done already on this video, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Also smash that share button, get it shared around as many places as you can, and I will see you in the next episode. All that's left for me to say is thanks ever so much for joining me on this episode, and I really enjoy and look forward to having your company in the next one. Bye for now.